tell you, but you will be able to see on there a countdown from 3 minutes imminently.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, is this going to show us what's...
Yeah, really
We should probably refrain from looking at this.
Yes. Well, hello and welcome back. Yes, the podcast is back and we are here for a brand new series. It's Downsy here and we're taking the show on the road this season and we're coming to you live tonight from the dressing room here at Ashton Gate. What have we got in store for you tonight? Well, I can tell you that we get up close and personal with our favourite Kiwi, Jake Keenan. He is answering the 10 questions that we ask everyone. We have an exclusive interview live from the training base. Looking forward to that, and I take you behind the scenes on a match day as well. But we may as well have called this edition of the podcast the Bristol Bears Propcast, because please welcome to the studio my special guests for tonight. They are the two Jakes, ladies and gentlemen. It's Jake Armstrong and Jake Woolmore. Yeah, the boys. We should get on fine because we have a lot of things in common, which you probably wouldn't know. So first of all, obviously you two are props. I was a prop back in the day. Wood Green School, yes. Class of 1988. Rugby players look slightly different now, I'll be honest, than when I played. But we've got that in common. Could you see me as a prop? Yeah, I'm happy.
I don't think you're too dissimilar to him. We'll get you retired.
We all live in Portishead, which is a cool place to be. How are you finding Portishead?
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, love it. Vibrant area down by the estuary. Bit of lovely scenery. So
Formed a bit of a Portishead fan club.
Oh, really?
We were told to give them a bit of a shout out, a few neighbours.
Andrew,
started to follow us.
you know.
Yeah, bought a few tickets. Yeah, so.
Oh, I like it. So the people in Portishead kind of split us up into two areas. There's Marina Portishead people and non-Marina Portishead people. So where do you fall?
I think we're very much Marina.
Marina people.
Portishead, yeah.
I knew we'd get on. I knew that this love would continue. And you actually live together?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, couldn't separate us. You know, we lived together previously. Live together again. He can't shake me. You see.
Oh gosh.
I will do one day.
Well, we'll get into that. We'll get into that a little bit later on, because you also lived with one of the other Bears at one point. Well, we'll save that for a little bit later on. There's a couple of other things that you need to know. First of all, you can contact us and interact with us. You'll see the box below. Fire all your questions in there for the boys. We'd love to hear from you if you want to get involved in that. So please do make sure that you get involved interactively tonight. Any questions will fire through. Also, if we take the wide shot, you'll be able to see there's a cake. So talk us through the cake, because 2 Jakes and a cake was supposed to be a thing, right?
We were told to bring gifts, so we thought maybe we bring cake that rhymes with Jake.
Okay.
So
yeah.
Well, and obviously because we've lived together for a while, we're usually debating the hot topics, and one day we thought maybe we should start a podcast. Not that I think anyone will listen, but 2 Jakes and a cake gives an excuse to have a coffee, a bit of cake, and.
I like it.
Yeah.
Can I come as a special guest on 2 Jakes and a cake?
Of course.
Well, yeah, because I think people will get bored of our chat, so we need someone else.
There's a piece of cake missing, and I'm not sure where it's gone.
Okay.
It wasn't one of us 2. So.
We're looking at you.
Yeah.
What are you looking at me for? I told you I used to be a prop. Right, say hello to Augie, straight in the mix. Of course, an ex-Bristol player and from Jersey. Give Augie a wave.
Hi, Augie.
Hi, Augie.
Andy Wren has also joined us on the feed, and our exclusive interview from Mark Irish a little bit later on. Give Ira a wave as well. There he is.
Hi, Ira.
Live. Right, so make sure you get your questions into the boys. We'd love to fire some of those at them a little bit later on. Right, let's move on now, and let's take a first, what they called videotape back in the days. Now, if the technology works, hopefully we'll be able to look at some of the highlights of our win over Gloucester in the Premiership Cup last weekend.
Bristol hosted Gloucester at Ashton Gate in the second round of the Premiership Rugby Cup on Friday night, looking for their first victory in the competition. In a game where both sides were equally matched in attack and defence, it wasn't until the 27th minute that a breakthrough was made. Continuous penalties on the Gloucester line led to a solid Bristol scrum, with number 8 Nick Haining crashing over, 7-0 at the break. The second half started the same as the first, with both sides keeping each other at bay. Williams kicked Bristol back into the game, making it 7-6, before a line-out maul gave the Bears a 14-6 advantage, with Dan Thomas getting on the score sheet. Bristol looked to have sealed the game in the 77th minute. Another great scrum from the pack led to Jake Keenan dotting down to take the score to 21-6. The game wasn't over yet though. In the final play, a crossfield kick found Henry Purdy, who was pushed over by Ryan Edwards, and that led to the referee awarding a penalty try to Gloucester. The final score, 21-13.
Well, what a game. Nice to see Charles Piatow back out there. That must have been a lovely moment for you boys to see him out there.
Yeah, it was nice. Obviously, he's been with us since pre-season, but hasn't had much luck with injury. And even for him, you can see he's been working hard to get back out there. It's been great to, he's a good team club man and stuff. So we're really pleased to have him out there and actually, really, get back on the pitch and get back with the boys.
He's great around the club. He's good with the boys, and like Willie says, it's great to see him back out there. He's had a long road to recovery, and it's just good to see him getting some game time. Yeah.
Good stuff. Excellent. First question in. We go to someone called Kane Goodman. Kane, thank you very much for your question. Is Jake Armstrong wearing that shirt for a dare? Rude.
Wow. Wow, Kane.
I can tell you why he's wearing it.
Okay, come on.
So they often say, don't they, people that wear lively shirts making up for poor chat, so and lack of personality. So
yeah. Is it a toucan?
Right, yeah.
Is that a toucan? Do you know? Toucans and parrots.
Might be a peacock. Or maybe a peacock.
It's definitely not a peacock.
Oh, it's not a peacock. Maybe it's a parrot. Yeah.
Right, still to come. We'll have that exclusive chat from the training ground. Mark Irish, hi Mark, is going to be chatting to us. There's cake and there's Jenga. I can't tell you about the Jenga just yet. That's a little surprise for the end.
Look forward to it.
First of all, the 10 questions that we ask everyone. This is a regular feature on the pod. And our favourite Kiwi, or one of our favourite Kiwis, Jake Keenan, is the other Jake. So that's the 3 Jakes, right? So we've managed on the first pod back to get all 3 Jakes on.
We all sit next to each other in change rooms.
Do you really?
Yeah, it's getting weird as well.
What do you call it? Do you call each other Jake? Do you have nicknames?
We have nicknames, but I think we just react to anything. Someone shouts Jake, we all turn. Yeah, it's a nightmare.
So just before we have a look at that, what is Mr. Jake Keenan like? Describe him in a few words, maybe.
I'll let you go first.
I got 3 words. Inked up surfer. That's 3, isn't it?
3 words. Needs new name.
Needs new name. I like it.
Nah, he's a great bloke. Great bloke.
Yeah, really good.
Very deep voice.
Okay, let's find out all about Jake Keenan in the 10 questions that we asked everyone. Okay, the 10 questions we ask everyone this week. Jake Keenan. Jake, are you ready to take the 10?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Question number 1, if you're going to max out your credit card at any store in the entire world, where would it be?
I'd say it'd have to be a surf store, something of the likes, grab a few boards, good wetsuits, get all your kit all set up nicely.
Can you hang 10?
Just about, not quite.
Question number 2, who would play you in a movie about your life?
Samuel L. Jackson. Definitely.
Why him?
Just really brings that sort of intensity, I think, to the role, which I think is necessary.
Just cool. You're quite an intense person.
Yeah, something like that. He's a very cool man as well, maybe just to big me up a little bit,
I like it. Question number 3, do you have any pre-game superstitions or routines?
No, not really. Just try and stay really relaxed.
Okay, very good. Number 4, your party trick.
Yeah, I don't really have one that I think can be described in this interview anyway. I don't mind seeing off a pint though.
Right. Okay. All right. We'll leave that for behind closed doors. What's the one thing on your bucket list you'd like to tick off?
There's a good few of them. Probably South America. I haven't been to South America yet, so look, I'd love to get down Argentina and Peru, Brazil, a few of those countries.
So travelling's number 1.
Yeah, big time. Try and see as much of the world as I can while I can.
Okay. So we go on to number 6, which is who is your celebrity crush?
Emily Ratajkowski, definitely. Second to my partner.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Very good. Number 7. This might be. I don't know whether this is sort of too English for you. Jam then cream or cream then jam? Do you know what I'm on about?
Yeah. Jam then cream.
Jam then cream.
I think.
Yeah, that's the winner.
Yeah. I just texture-wise, I see it in my head. I think that's the go.
That's actually the Cornish way of doing things, and obviously Cornwall's where all the good surf is.
Cornwall's a very cool place, so I'm happy with that.
Very good. Question number 8. Your guilty pleasure, music-wise.
Got a couple. Bob Dylan, Cat Stevens.
What, a guilty pleasure? They're very iconic artists.
Well, I mean, geez. Other than that, I occasionally dip back to my teenhood into heavy metal, sort of Under Oath, Bullet for My Valentine. Occasionally, but it's tough to find a good time and a place to listen to that. But every now and again, I'll head back there.
Were you a bit of a goth, Jake? Did you have a little bit of guyliner going on?
I didn't go goth, I didn't go the whole, but I was big and I love my metal scene, I love my rock and roll and that kind of thing for a bit. So no, I've definitely, I think I've gone through just about every phase there was to go through anyway. So probably, yeah.
Perfect. Number 9, if you could go back and relive any moment in your life, what would it be?
Probably the Junior Rugby World Cup in 2012. Look, playing in that final there and getting to wear a black jersey, and that was pretty special. I mean, look, if I had to go back, I wouldn't. I thought I really enjoyed it and got the most out of it at the time. But I mean, that's one you'd always play again.
For sure. And finally, number 10, if you could swap lives with any other bear for a day, which bear would it be?
It would have to be Charles Peartown just so I could drive his car around, I think. Other than that, that'd be grand, yeah. Drive around, get back to him, that'll be me.
Great stuff. Jake, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Excellent stuff from him, and we'll be doing 10 questions on every podcast too. Now, Mr. Armstrong, you have a problem with the scone situation there, or the scone, as I like to say. What's wrong with that?
It's got to be cream and jam.
Cream then jam?
Yeah, it's just all wrong. So I guess I would like my scone Devonshire way. Maybe.
Yeah. But so you're a Yorkshire boy.
I am a Yorkshire boy.
Did you see the news story that they are now doing cream teas in Yorkshire puddings? So it's a Yorkshire pudding, and then whichever cream jam first, and then that's all served up for you with tea. Would that be of interest to you?
And that's got to be the best export from Yorkshire pudding, and then put cream tea. Yeah, that's pretty good. Going
back to our confectionery, there is a question here that from Craig Dunn. Craig, thank you very much for your question. Is Craig known to you?
Yeah, he's a friend of mine, and he'll love the fact you've mentioned him as well.
Craig. Is Woolmore going to polish off that cake all by himself? Was his question.
Yep.
Seeing as we're live, no.
So hello to Tom Lindsay, who's also joined, fellow Bear. Bristol City Football Club are with us. Hello, Bristol City. Say hello to the Bristol City boys.
Hi, Bristol
City.
Very good. And Joe Joyce is also in. The King of Southmead.
The King of Southmead
has arrived. Give us something about Joe Joyce. Give us an inside track on Joe. Tell us something about Joe Joyce that we don't already know.
He's got the skinniest legs in Bristol. He's a great bloke. Again, similar to Charles, he's a great bloke to have around the club. And like you say, he's Mr. Bristol himself, Mr. Southmead. It brings a lot of energy, and he's a great bloke.
He's my own personal pep talker.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we have a little thing where we G each other up.
Do you understand what he says all the time?
No. I let him think I do.
Or eat me lover.
Yeah. Just nod.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
nod.
yeah.
I like it. Jake Woolmore, can you please give a shout out to your niece Dee Jones playing for Bournemouth Uni RFC, please? From Mickey Jones.
Yeah, well, shout out to Dee Jones playing for Bournemouth RFC. Ladies.
Right, back to Portishead we go. So, what is your house like? I can't imagine sort of walking it. Talk me through it as if we're doing through the keyhole. Is it tidy? Is it messy? How do you go?
It depends.
It depends which room you go in.
Yeah.
If you go in Woolmore's room, it's very messy. If you go everywhere else, it's quite nice. It's a tidy flat.
Organised chaos in my bedroom. So I like to,
Does somebody take charge? Is there a sort of like a rota of somebody's got to do the cleaning, somebody's got to do the...
I barely clean.
Yeah.
And
I'm not sure you know that we have a Hoover.
He's very particular, so I just stay away.
Right.
And that's the way he likes it.
Okay.
I emptied his bin earlier. That's the sort of relationship we have.
Fine. Yeah. And obviously, I mean, is there one chef and not? Is it sort of like a weird marriage, or do you just sort of like both mix in?
No, we have a little mix, don't we?
Yeah, we have a little mix. We'll dip in and out. It depends what's going on. Who's been to the shop? Who's got food in? Who can be bothered to move at the time sometimes? But we like to do it. Yeah, we're not too bad with stuff like that. Yeah, sometimes we eat slightly different things.
Very nice.
He likes to have things prepared and a nice sort of meal. I just eat what's there, and I like have just things on a plate, eat it. Do you know, chicken, broccoli.
Of course, yeah, because of course your nutritionist may well be listening.
Yeah,
chicken and broccoli.
He likes to pre-prep like 5 kilos of like couscous, and he'll be live off that for a week. Do you know what I mean? And because he knows it's nice and it's prepared for him.
I've nailed the couscous before. Yeah.
So, of course, the other connection from Jersey is that you also live with Callum, with Callum Sheedy, who was out there for a little while. And of course, a lovely post, by the way, on Instagram I saw of your captain from Friday night.
Yeah, a bit like a proud father. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, when we were in, obviously, he lived with us in Jersey when he was over there, and it was like he was stripped from home and needed a bit of guidance. You know what I mean? And so I've had to point him in a few directions, showed him how to cook a roast chicken. So I thought at least he'll survive when he leaves.
Right.
And he, for a short time, we actually shared a bedroom because he sort of came back to Bristol, then came back to us, and obviously we'd already replaced him in the house, so he needed a spot to stay. So yeah, he was on the floor in my bedroom for a little while. But yeah, so we like to think more like that. You know?
I think it was a shock to the system for him, and it was almost like he'd never eaten biscuits before.
Really?
And when he got to Jersey, just couldn't stop eating them. He doesn't eat biscuits anymore, I must say that.
I don't know what you're on about.
Very good. If you want to put a question to any of the boys tonight, then please do. Just comment below. It would be lovely to hear from you. Let's go to a few here. Paul Harrow is asking you, how do you find working with Pat Lam?
I really enjoy working with Pat. I think he's an excellent coach with a very good eye for detail, and he drives standards very hard, which is obviously what you want from a coach. And he's been one of my probably my favourite coach to work with so far, and he's driven me on as a player. He's improved me as a player. So yeah, it's been brilliant so far.
Yeah, I think he breathed like it's not just pushing the rugby side of things, it's pushing the culture, the relationships we build as a club, which you'd like take with you no matter where you go. So I think that side of things is really good as well.
And the atmosphere at the club, just when you walk in, and of course everybody shakes hands and everybody's got a word for each other. Even, you know, as members of the press coming in, you can feel a difference. So that culture, and I know we talk about that a lot, but it is a real thing, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so. You know, and it's not the fact that, you know, it's not forced upon us, but you know, the team and the staff and everyone, they want to be a part of it. They want to be there and share that with everyone. And hopefully, you know, that pushes on throughout the season. You know, and we start, you know, we'll get more, you know, bigger relationships, bigger bonds, and then we'll, you know, see some good results on the rugby field due to it.
How are you finding that sort of jump between the Championship and the Premiership? Because there's a fairly big old gap, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a huge gap. I think the whole game's a lot faster, a lot more physical, and yeah, you have to learn pretty quickly, sink or swim sort of thing. And it's excellent that there is a little bit of crossover from the Championship to the Premiership. Championship's a very physical league, but yeah, being in Premiership environments is definitely good. Yeah.
And am I right in thinking you both made the Championship dream team from that season, that we won't talk about the game when you came to Bristol?
Yeah.
Let's not talk about that.
No, we somehow found her together, loose and tired in the dream team. We couldn't have one of us in it, could we? You have to have both of us.
Exactly. I love it. Right, back to some more questions here from Luke Woolmore. Do you know who he is?
Yeah, come on.
To Wooly, how did you get the nickname Scud?
What is? Oh yeah, I don't actually know. It's sort of like a bit of private banter between my brother and his mates, and they just like to, you know, they call me Scud.
Right.
And I don't actually know the reason why. I don't know if it's offensive or not, but you know, I'm just going to say, you know, it's because they love me.
Here's one from Mark Best, who may or may not be known to you. Just wondering if we could see a bind battle between the two of you live.
Sorry, a what battle?
That's a bind battle. Yeah.
Have you asked this already, or
we did ask it in rehearsal? Yes.
What did you call it?
Look, I'm reading it off an iPad. I said bind. All right, a bind battle. Embarrassed the so-called rugby journalist. I'm definitely not a rugby journalist. But can we see one of those? Is that going down? Can we see that now?
You going to be all right in your loafers, or? You might rip the shirt, but yeah, if you want to.
Do you know what? They are just telling me we can't do it because you can't stand up because of the microphone. So you're out of that one.
To be fair, Bestie is a centre that should be playing prop, so he should know all about balance.
Really? Okay, I like it.
See him hanging up back of a few scrums.
Sophie Victoria Louise Izzard says, "Can you please ask again who does the cleaning in the flat?" I assume there's
Yeah. Now go on. Who does the cleaning in the flat?
Sophie does a lot of cleaning in the flat. Sophie's my girlfriend, by the way.
Right.
I might have missed that there.
Okay.
Yeah, Sophie does some cleaning, not as much as me, I don't think. She would obviously say she does more, but when you're on a 2-week holiday in the Caribbean, you can't do any cleaning, can you, Sophie?
No. Harsh words. Final one for now from here. Josh Godfrey, what does it feel like to beat Bristol at Ashton Gate last season? I knew this would come up.
I said we're not talking about that.
I suppose it's mildly awkward because at that point, did you know you were coming?
We both signed for Bristol at that point. I think a lot of the Championship teams have a little thing about beating the team that's destined for the Premiership in that league. There's not an awful lot to play for in that league, and when a team like Bristol are there with the run that they were on at that point, it's a big challenge. And a lot of teams raise their game, and you see it again and again in the Championship. A lot of teams up their game for the teams that have essentially been relegated from the Premiership or looking to get promoted back to the Premiership. I think it's just a mindset. It's a mindset thing for those teams, and we were just a part of that on the day. Obviously, it was nothing to do with us two. It was a team effort, and it was just that's how it worked on the day.
Lots of people describe it as coming to Ashton Gate was always the cup final for you. Is that how it felt?
Yeah, very much so. We'd spent. I think we had a bye week the week before. We spent 2 weeks preparing for the game, and we knew what we could do as a team, and we did a lot of analysis on Bristol, and we thought, why not? Why not give it a go? And the change rooms before the game and everything, everyone was as you said, it was a cup final sort of vibe. And we went out there, we played our game. I believe to the frustration of many fans, but we played our game and we got the result. So and as far as I know, a few boys enjoyed the evening after the game as well, because it was good. It was a great feeling. Do you know what I mean? It's always good to try and beat the best. You want to beat the best and show what you can do as a player, as a team. And at the time it was great. Yeah, we get a lot of stick for it now.
Yeah, I bet.
But
for everyone in that league, it's Bristol, or last season, obviously Bristol in the Championship. It was every team's cup final. Everyone wants to beat Bristol. So it was just it was a good day, but we're here now, and hopefully we can perform like that now we're at Bristol.
And Jersey's a lovely place, obviously. Do you miss the scenery?
Yeah, well, you can't be during pre-season in the summer when you finish a long day and you can drive 3 minutes in any direction and be at a beach and have a barbecue and sea dip for recovery and stuff like that. You wouldn't want to be anywhere else really when you can do things like that. But you know what I mean? Portishead's nice.
Yeah,
got the estuary if I want to have a little dip.
Open air pool.
Open air pool. Do you know what I mean?
Get yourself down there.
What more could you want?
Right, still to come then. We are going to get that exclusive interview with Iro from the training ground. Stand by for that. And also, we go behind the scenes on a match day with me, all hot and sweaty. But first of all, we're going to take a look at the boys' show and tell item. So what we asked them to do is bring an item in that means something to them for some reason. Mr. Armstrong, should we take a look at your item first?
Yeah, sure. I've got a couple.
Okay, down it comes. Let's have a look here.
Yeah, I've got some deodorant.
Okay, just show it to your camera there. That's it. That's it. Lovely.
This is some deodorant.
There are other brands of deodorant out there.
Other brands of deodorant are around. This is actually for Jake because I imagine he's probably quite hot and sweaty right now. He's
we've got unnecessarily hot and bright light bulbs here.
Yeah, it's true. It is hot in here.
If I'd known, I would have brought sun cream for the show and tell.
Brought sun cream. And my, so you can put that on.
Okay.
My other, we were talking about who keeps the house tidy, and I brought a little tea light candle. Our flat is full of candles, so I reckon there's about 12 candles going at the moment. Well, hopefully not going at the moment.
Well, I hope not at the moment because no one's there.
I reckon I blew most of them out before we came here, but
it is a serious fire hazard.
Did you just pick that up on the way out because you didn't have anything else?
There's two sides to it. There was a state of panic, and he does love candles.
Yeah, I do love candles. But there was another thing that I was supposed to bring that was just for men, but they'd sold out of the shop.
Right.
Yeah. So,
got you. There's nothing wrong with a bit of salt and pepper, Jakey.
Salt and pepper.
That's going that way. The beard is going that way, slowly but surely. Very good. Okay, so Jakey number 2.
Well, I brought 2 items because obviously I knew that wasn't going to last very long.
Yeah, nice.
Because he hasn't got much. So I brought 2 things. So one that sort of means a lot to me now, and one sort of from the past.
Okay.
Leading up. So we'll go first. Brought some clippers of mine. obviously I've started a barbering course since I've been at Bristol.
So I've heard.
So learning to cut hair. If anyone wants to see the work, this guy.
Look at that.
Sharp. And so there's a lot of my time outside of rugby now is cutting hair, cut a lot of the boys' hair.
Your prop chop shop.
The prop chop shop, hashtag.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we're, putting up, as I said, my thought process was, you see a lot of guys that pay good money for terrible haircuts, so I thought, why not jump on the bandwagon? You know what I mean? So, Andy Uren being one of them.
He's watching. What's happening with that hair, Andy? Come on, lad.
And he still won't let me have a go at it, so if we can get some social media, the prop chop shop to have a go at Andy Uren's hair, I'm sure he will hopefully then let me have a go.
I like it.
And,
okay. So that's number one. What else you got?
I get a bit of stick for this in the house.
Right.
I've got
oh, here he is. Look
my
at that.
Rupert teddy bear that I've had since I was tiny, and it's been everywhere with me.
Apart from the last 3 days, because he lost Rupert.
Oh no!
And for the last 3 days, he's been saying, "Where's Rupert? Do you know where Rupert is?"
No, it was
I
a bit
didn't know
more
where
panic than that.
Why would I know where Rupert is? He's been in your bedroom the whole time we've been here. Because
So-
he wanted to bring Rupert on the show, he didn't know where Rupert.
Yeah, well, I thought it was about time. It's coming everywhere with me. Even when I moved out and I forgot to take him, my mum posted it to me. So yeah, it's just something that it's a softer side. But yeah, it's something that's always been with me. And when you ask, something
Something special. That's exactly what we asked for. Brilliant. Here's some more questions here. Josh Godfrey says. No, we've done Josh, sorry. George Armstrong says, is this a promo for these two recently signing with Giacomo? I don't know what that means. Is that something exciting?
I think Giacomo's a retail outlet for
trendy, really good-looking, in-shape blokes.
Okay.
Hey, John, Giacomo wanna
Dan Ogden says Jake Woolmore could have ironed his top.
I knew someone was going to say something.
You should have left the jacket on.
I should have left the jacket on, but as I said, the lights are too hot.
He doesn't know we've got an iron in the flat. So
What do you mean? It's my iron.
Iron. Just tumble dry. I often find tumble dry and hang it up. That's fine. That's what happens.
He's playing tumble dry.
Yeah, all right, Dan. Do you know what I mean? I do his ironing normally.
Carla Kappa, I think it is. Thank you for your question, Carla. Jake Woolmore, how do you perfect that perfect facial hair? As a trainee barber, surely you've got the skills.
yeah, I've got a new care regimen for it at the moment, actually, trying a new thing.
Okay.
Usually use a bit of beard shampoo, but that dries it out, so you need to condition it or oil it.
Right.
So I've been using some coconut oil recently.
Okay.
I don't know, you tell me, has it got a nice shine to it or
It's
anything?
shining for sure.
Does it look all right?
I think it looks
Obviously,
great.
because I can't really see it unless I've got a mirror.
Yeah,
But
of course.
Yeah, and it smells like cake when you use coconut oil, so that keeps me happy throughout the day.
Whether it was the
with the
cake
fact
that
that
was
you've eaten
smelling or
cake.
your beard, but it's probably both. That's nice. Tom Lindsay, does the performance of your Seat Azteca live up to the hype?
Well, what car 2016?
It's not an Azteca, it's an Arona.
Oh, so big.
Cheers, Tom. Yeah, it's
Tom.
class. Yeah, it's got start-stop technology.
Wow.
Keyless entry.
I like it. I've often wondered. I mean, when
What
Charles
cars are you
Peartow pulls up to the training ground, I often wonder whose cars are whose, because Charles's car's quite nice.
Well, do you want a G-Wagon or do you want to see it Arona?
Well,
You tell me.
Or
exactly.
do you want an Audi A3 with the bumper hanging off? Do you know what I mean? Each to their own.
Matthew P says your youngest supporter is watching and listening to you both, especially you, Uncle Armstrong.
My nephew,
Give him
Harry.
a wave. Wave in your camera.
Hi, Harry.
There you go. Love him. Billy Searle has joined. Oh, Billy Searle.
Billy.
I think
awesome,
we're
isn't it?
probably going to see him Sunday, aren't we? Billy Searle.
Well, looks at things.
Hello, Billy. Nice to have you along. Right. Okay. So we've done your items. I like Rupert the Bear, but why does Rupert the Bear wear check trousers? Don't answer that. Let's move on to something else now. Now, of course, the next big game at Ashton Gate, 18th of November. Looking forward to Exeter Chiefs. It is going to be another bath, essentially, isn't it? The atmosphere is going to be electric and high hopes. Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, very much so. As I said, we've been told that the amount of tickets going and we're going to have a big crowd, and that that's the way the Bath game went with the crowd there. It was fantastic. Do you know what I mean? That's what you want to do. You want to play in front of the fans of that stature, and obviously it's going to be a big game, big challenge for us with Exeter and the form they're in. But I think we're all excited and ready to go.
How? I mean, the atmosphere in the bowl, in the stadium. How much does that affect your performance when you're playing? Can you hear that sort of 16th man?
Yeah, I mean the Bath game was just incredible. I've not experienced anything like that, and if we can replicate that atmosphere, that was just, I mean, that got us over the line in that game, I think. And if we can replicate that for the Exeter game, then it's going to be another hell of a afternoon at Ashton Gate.
And the sort of the pre-roll for that in the training week. I mean, obviously the selection process is, everybody's up for the shirt, and the training that week. How do you actually find out who is? Is there a ceremony? Do you get an email? What happens?
Well, we've got quite a good process. When we find out, we all get pulled together, staff and that. As I said, our weekends, our Saturdays, or whatever our match days, a celebration of what we do in the week. So the process of being named in the team, it's a proud moment. And we have a little ceremony with a nice video clip with some bassy music.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and and then the team comes up, obviously, because we've got a few good media shots. A bit of this, and there's a few cringe poses in there.
Andy Uren
again. But yeah, it's a nice moment to find out. The boys get congratulated, get a round of applause, and then we move on to prepare for the game.
And I mean, when that moment comes, what is it like? You just go, your internal process. How do you deal with that when it's your name?
Well, I think regardless of whether you're in the team or not, obviously if you're in the team, you've got a massive responsibility then, because the responsibility is on your shoulders then to go out and perform what we practice all week. And then if you're not in the team, then it's about supporting those boys and making sure that they can get the best out of themselves for the weekend. So we usually gets announced fairly early in the week, and therefore you can get yourself in the mindset to either help the boys for the weekend, or if you're in the team, then you've got a massive opportunity to go out there and, like Woody says, celebrate what we do on the weekend.
Right, well, we shall see what happens as the weeks go on. Look forward to that moment. Let's remind you that if you want to get in touch with the boys, you can do. Just send us a comment in the box below. We'll try and squeeze in some of your questions. Right, time for another trip up to the training ground now. This is an absolute exclusive. Nobody else has got this yet, and that is an exclusive interview. He's one of your chums, to be fair, Mr. Iro. I have to say I'm very grateful to Iro, because on Friday I turned up to the game and I had no jacket or coat or gilet or anything. I was just in my shirt sleeves, and Iro lent me his coat for the match.
Oh, he's a good bloke.
Old school prop. Don't feel it, does he?
He doesn't need a coat.
Don't need a coat.
You don't need a coat, do you, Iro? No. Right, let's head back up to the training ground then for our exclusive interview.
It was obviously nice for the forwards to rumble over for a couple of scores, but the hard work that's gone in from JT, Marl, just the rest of the group, the players as well, how wholeheartedly they're committed to the cause. Their investment has been excellent in that area, and on the weekend we saw probably a little snippet of the investment that they put in. So for us, a positive is we're actually starting to reap some of the rewards, but it's still really early days in this group's development. Every week we go to the group, right, this is our challenge, can we move ourselves, can we better ourselves day by day, week by week. So for them, the challenge is out there, wafts away. Is a tough challenge no matter who you play. No matter who plays for them, they've got a very good brand of rugby. From a forwards perspective, they're good pack no matter who they put out. So for us the challenge is, can we take that step forward from last week? The Rico's a tough place to go. For us on the road, putting out a good performance and then coming back to Ashton Gate the following week.
You're just talking then about perhaps Iro needing to come to the prop chop shop.
Yeah, well, I keep trying to book him in, but
he's looking just like Tom Hanks out of Castaway at the moment.
Yeah, like looking at that, he definitely needs to get in. So Iro, you need to get in. Stop with the excuses. I'll tidy you up.
Oh dear, oh dear. Right, so Steve Pearce, hi Steve, says the best and worst banter at the club, please. Who's got the best and the worst banter?
Probably sat here, in all fairness. No. Who's got the best?
Oh, Joe Batley's got pretty good banter.
Tom Pinker's actually asked me to say his name earlier. But
really?
Yeah, but he's not.
He'd be up in the
He's definitely not. Yeah, he's probably worst, I'd say.
Yeah, top 5 worst.
Who is best? DT is a bit questionable at times, but not too bad. if you're in the right mood for it.
Joe Batley's Twitter handle is banter with bats.
Yeah,
so he should have some banter.
Yeah. I'd say between those two at the moment.
Okay.
We'll say bats.
Yeah.
DT's question, we've got to be in the right mood for him.
Very good. Now then, you may see in front of you, let's take the wide shot if we can. You'll see in front of you, first of all, the cake, obviously, that you've brought. That's lovely. We'll finish that off later. And if you want, by the way, to come to me for some advice for Two Jakes and a Cake, the podcast, more than happy to help you out with that. But you'll also see that we have Jenga there. But we can't tell you what that's about yet. Okay, so let's continue now. We thought we might have a look at a match day for anybody that's not been to Ashton Gate. It's a pretty mad old time. Match days for you, when you're playing, when you've got that jersey on, that is obviously the pinnacle of your week. That must be, your Christmas day as such.
Wait.
Yeah.
No. Very much so. As I said, the whole week is just building to play. You want to play as rugby players, doesn't matter what level you want to play, don't you? So, and being able to come through and have the process, the match day process we have here as well, you get looked after. We've got a nice build up towards the game, and everything's just pushing for kick-off. So it's just exciting. You get really, not overwhelmed, but you get sucked in by it, you know what I mean? You get coming to the changing rooms, you see shirt there, you know what I mean? It's just a good moment, and you just want to get out onto the pitch.
Yeah, there's always a good buzz around the ground. You've got even the staff that are working at Ashton Gate, you can just tell that they're sort of like buzzing for the game, and then you've got the fans that get there early doors for their sort of early pints. And then you walk down that long corridor, and you know that you got to switch on for the game. It's a great experience, and coming in these changing rooms is a pleasure.
Okay, let's take a look then at the match day from my perspective. In a weird way, I'm gonna hand to myself. So Downsy, over to you. Thanks, Downsy. He's a handsome fella, isn't he? So, what do I do on a match day? Well, I get here ridiculously early and stand in the cold whilst everybody else is warm drinking beer. But no, it's quite fun. So we decided that you Bristol Bears fans could do with some entertainment pre-match. So we go in an hour to about 5 or 6 different places. We do interviews that are exclusive. We put it on social media. We pop it onto the big screens to give everybody the experience of what match day at Ashton Gate is all about. People are talking in my ear at the moment, telling me that I should be somewhere else. My phone's ringing. Who's that? That's Matt Hicks, who's one of the technical guys here. So as you can see, match day is a little frantic, still desperately pretending not to be out of breath. Come this way. Through we go into the main restaurant. It's like, did you see in the bill, whenever they filmed the bill and they're walking through doors, somebody held it open for them? We haven't got that yet. So welcome to the Lansdowne restaurant. This is where it all happens on a match day. And you never know, if you make it to VIP 1, you know you've made it. So what we're just waiting for, Will Hurrell is about to come and join us. So we're going to have a quick chat to him. He's involved in Movember. So we're going to record that, first of all, for you guys on the Facebook. And then we're also going to record that for the big screen as well. So we kind of do it twice, but we want to get it right. So let's go and find Will.
Yeah, so we're pushing mental health this month, because it's a big thing, especially in sport. The guys not feel like they can't talk up, so we're really trying to push it. It's something I've struggled with in the past, so it's quite personal to me, and it's something that I want to help promote.
So this is the inner sanctum. This is the mouth of the tunnel. So out you can see the game's actually going on live behind us there. Also, if you have a little look to the left, this is the BT guys that are doing all of their stuff, just watching the match here and getting ready for their post-match stuff. And down here is the tunnel that leads to the changing room. So you've got the home changing rooms first on the right there, the coaches down there too, and the home dressing room is down there, the away dressing room background this way, and that's the away changing room there. So this is like the hub, this is the spoke, and that's where I get to watch the game from, and I'm missing it now, so if you don't mind. So I've stolen Callum Sheedy's boot. Look at that. He's played so hard and kicked so hard that he's actually done it in. So I'm going to put that in my pocket and stick it on eBay. So thanks very much for joining us behind the scenes, and it's a privilege to do it every game. And back to me in the studio, I think. Thanks, Downsy. What a chap. The tunnel is like the longest corridor in the world, isn't it? And like when you're sort of lining up to come out of there, the walk down there, is that when it sort of like starts, the little hairs on your neck start to go, that kind of thing? Yeah. It's like I said, it's almost an experience in itself, walking down that long
corridor, and you've got pictures of the boys either side, and especially when you're going out for start of the halves, you got the boys slapping you on the back, geeing you up. Yeah, it's an experience.
I always think there's a certain smell in that tunnel as well, whether it's the Raljecks or the deep heat or the amount of strapping that the lads are putting on there. Do you have anything that's like a pre-game superstition? Do you have to put your pants on a certain way or brush your hair in a certain way before you go out?
Yeah, I've got a slick pair of undershorts that I wear that have got holes in and everything that are coming to the end at the moment, but I can't let them go because they're a bit lucky. Do you know what I mean? I've worn them for which sounds disgusting, but for every game for the past 3 or 4 years.
And do they get washed or not?
No.
They don't get
washed? No, of course they do. Of course they do. They'd be stiff as a board if they didn't. But yeah.
Very good. Okay, well, we're coming to the end of the podcast now. If there are any questions, a few last-minute questions, here's one. Wayne Hopkins, hello Wayne, says, can you please give my little nephew Diego Bailey a shout-out? Hopefully he'll be playing for Bristol one day. Diego Bailey, give him a little wave.
Hey Diego.
Hey Diego, corner.
There you go. Perfect. Right. So we're nearly at the end. You've only got one more thing left to do, and that is the brand new Jenga challenge. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you 60 seconds as a team to play speed Jenga. Right, so the rules of speed Jenga are you can use 2 hands because otherwise it is going to topple off, and you can only touch one block at once, and then you pull it out and it has to go on the top. And as the podcasts go on, a sort of Top Gear leaderboard will start to form. So we find out who is going to be the top bear at speed Jenga. So are you boys ready to play speed Jenga?
So we're working as a team.
You're working as a team. Right. Very good. Okay, this may be the last moment you see these boys before the speed Jenga takes over their lives. So right, whip off your mics and make your way over to the speed Jenga area, please. Steve Cotton has joined us. Hello, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
A good friend and a colleague. Rogan Thompson, who takes some of the best pictures I've ever seen, actually, is also joining us there. Hello, Rogan. Thank you very much for you. Right, so let's take a look. There they are, speed Jenga. So I'm going to get 60 seconds on the clock, okay, and I'm going to be counting. So you go, you can use 2 hands, and you go one at a time, and your 1 minute of speed Jenga starts now. Okay, the clock is counting down. Let's see how the boys are going. So here comes a middle. That's out from the top there. Nice. Okay. Nice little 2-finger technique coming in here.
Woolly sausage fingers.
I knew it.
That's a rogue one, that. Sorry. Bottom.
I knew there'd be a mention of sausage fingers. Nice. 36 seconds to go.
I've taken that one off.
30 seconds to go. Right, up it comes on the top here.
No, oh, that's danger Jenga, that.
Danger Jenga.
In the blue zone, Woolmore, come on.
Oh dear.
Oh God. Yeah, go on. Can you take 2?
16.
Yeah, that counts.
15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7, 6. It's getting very wobbly. 5, 4. If you knock it over, it doesn't count. 3, 2, 1, and it stopped. There you go. Right. Okay. So let's count. Where was the top? The top was there, wasn't it? So it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Subject to a steward's inquiry, which we'll look back on the tape. But I reckon that's 25. Give them a round of applause. 25 in 60 seconds is not a bad shout. So, Bristol Bears.
Web for the top was there with me, so it's 345.
That's Siri. Thanks very much. We'll just pop that out. So yeah, 25 for the Bristol Bears. The challenge has been laid down for our fellow podcasties. Well, that's all we've got time for today. Thank you very much, boys, for it. Can I get a place in the prop chop shop? I mean, although I'm retired, is there a space available for me?
What, to work or for a cut?
Well,
because I could do someone to sweep up.
There's not. There you go. There's not much to cut, is there?
No, well,
perhaps we could do some beard action.
Right, we can get a bit of beard action, and I need someone to sweep up because I don't really like the tidying up at the end. So you can be in. There's not much pay at the moment though.
Okay.
So, and by not much I mean 0. You might have to pay subs to be a part of it. So but more than happy to.
Very good. And Mr. Armstrong, can I borrow that shirt? I've got a one of those shirt nights. You know, I can't say the S word, but it's one of those nights coming up. Can I borrow the shirt?
Of course you can. Yeah.
Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Jake and Jake, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
So make sure then you have got your ticket for the Exeter game. It is going to be a mental atmosphere. Bath all over again. So please make sure if you haven't, get onto the club's website. And of course, the podcast will return very soon. Thank you very much for watching. Good night.